Bushcraft 412, and today we're doing the Ontario SP1. Now, I gotta be honest, when you make a mistake, I guess you gotta be a man and fess up to it. I've always ignored Ontario as a knife company because I honestly thought they were a Canadian company. I thought they were out of Ontario, Canada. And lo and behold, doing some research on knives, and particularly I've been researching the history of the K-bar, I came across the fact that Ontario is a New York knife company. Actually, not too far from where I'm sitting right now. It's like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours away, but still, it completely slipped my attention, and I'm a little embarrassed about it. So I decided it's time to get on board and start supporting some of my local companies, and I went out and I bought the Ontario SP1, and I couldn't be happier, to be honest. This knife cost me $45 shipped, and I got it through Amazon.com. And here's a little secret, guys. If your wives or girlfriends don't like you buying a lot of knives and things like that, buy them right around Christmas time and with some of their gifts. That way they don't open and sneak and peek at it, and you just hide this sucker as soon as you get it. And that's what I did with this guy. $45 price range. In the price range, the only other competition is the K-bar. Now, the K-bar is a couple dollars more. And the K-bar is also a New York company. So I'm kind of torn here, K-bar or Ontario. So guess what? I'm going to buy one of each. But I bought the Ontario first because the price was right. Start off with, it comes in a very nice box. The box is actually really, I'm going to hold on to the box, really cool looking box. Get this out of the way, guys. And this knife is, and I'm sorry, black knives never show up good on this camera. Just for whatever reason, the black just kind of overwhelms, and I apologize that you don't get the detail that this thing has in real life. This thing comes with an amazing sheath. You've got two snaps, one on the handle, one that holds the finger guard in. There's also a shoelace leg wrap and a D-ring at the bottom. Very nice for any kind of setup. You can pretty much put this anywhere you want. The belt loop is nice and thick, made of leather. Leather sheath with a nylon front. The front's actually nylon here. Leather in the back. Very cool sheath. Let's get that out of the way and see this bad boy. Now, pretty much this knife is a K-bar. Ontario made knives for the military, and Ontario did make some World War II K-bars. I believe actually it was towards the end of the war. I'm still kind of researching this stuff. But this is essentially a K-bar. 7-inch blade, 1095 carbon steel. Very nice. Craton handle. The one thing I don't like, one difference between this and the K-bar, is the finger guard is Craton and part of the handle. It's not a separate metal piece. I really wish it was a separate metal piece, but what can you do? Handle, let me get that out of the way. Comes with a lanyard, of course, and a lanyard hole, metal. You got a grip on the bottom, or a guard on the bottom, as well as the top. A lot of good different grips you can use for this. Of course, this design is a 50-year-old design. It's made to basically be a fighting / utility knife. Like I said before, this one's 7-inch blade. I believe it's about 12, 13 inches overall. It's a black powder coating on the blade. There you go. That looks nice now. As you can see, the clip point is sharpened on this. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Clip point. This is pretty much the K-bar design, just made by Ontario. I owned a K-bar years and years ago and got rid of it. Actually bought it at a garage sale. Wish I hadn't got rid of it. But man, this just brings back memories on how good of a knife this is. I mean, this is just a good all-around, all-purpose utility knife. I mean, you can use this for pretty much anything. I mean, you're looking at, this is a good wilderness survival knife. This is a good self-defense knife. There's a reason why the Army used this design for like 30 years. You know, it's a very, you know, tested design that stood the test of time. Let's see if we can get that in there. Where it says Ontario, USA. You know, it's nice to, it says Spec Plus Marine. Very nice to support a nice American company, and especially a local New York company. Very pleased to do it. And I will be, you know, I'm going to buy a K-bar as soon as I have a little more cash, because I think those are two good, strong companies that deserve our business. Now, this knife came amazingly sharp out of the box. This knife will shave hair. It will pretty much do anything. Just really sharp out of the box. No flaws in the powder coating I can find whatsoever. No flaws in the handle. You know, I just, you know, very well manufactured. No problems at all with this thing. But like I said, this is a design that they've been working on since, you know, the 1940s. So they've had a lot of time to get this right. And Ontario's been getting this right for a long time. You know, the biggest shame of all is that I, you know, stupid me, assume this is a Canadian company. But, you know, and, you know, I've been to Ontario County many times in my life, and I've never put the two together. You know, I guess their office is out of Franklinville, New York, and they've been around a long time under a couple different names and bought out by different companies. But Ontario Knife has been around since, you know, early 1900s in one way or another. Now let's talk about the competition with this knife. You know, of course, your main competition for this is the K-bar, which is basically same knife, different manufacturer. And aside from that, your only competition, you're going up in price. I don't think there's a better knife than this that's cheaper. If I'm wrong, leave me a comment, but I can't think of any 7-inch carbon steel blades of this quality that are below $45. And if there is, I want to buy them. You know, you're going up from here, you're going into, you know, Beckers and things like that, and Benchmade, and into the real high end, you know, $70, $80, $100 plus. I'm not big on spending that much money on my knives because I use them so hard. I mean, I beat the snot out of knives. So I like this price range, and that $40 won't keep me from using this knife like I'm supposed to. So there you go. Great knife. US company, US made. Definitely worth the money to look into. And I think this is a neat option, an alternative to K-bar. Or if you already have a K-bar and like it, why not get another? You know, let's support some of these American companies. You know, I've been kind of putting a little support towards M-Tech lately, and you know, you get a little flack for that, but you know, I'm also buying from the American-made companies and, you know, supporting some of this quality high-end stuff as well. This is Bushcraft 412. I hope you enjoyed the Ontario SP1 K-bar, essentially.